Sorry. Now is it compiled? No, it was not compiled just because these two fall under the same package. This class person as well as this class person doesn't have any package structures. So what happens means, okay, it will be considered as a duplicate classes. Okay, there can be multiple entities if they fall under this different packages. If they fall under different packages, now this is acceptable just because we can have multiple entities with the same name if they fall under different packages. Now let me delete this. The content in the classes folder, now the classes folder is empty. Now this will be compiled successful. Okay, and if you see here how the classes are generated, com, HCU, pack. Inside the folder demo we have package demo.class and person.class. Okay, inside the folder another we have person.class. That means for each and every package structure that we give, for the individual package structure that we give, okay, each and every individual element, each and every individual component in the package structure will be a folder. Okay, in com we have folder HCU, in folder HCU we will be having a folder pack, in pack we have folder another. This is how the compiler will generate for package structures. Okay, it will generate a folder for each and every component in the package. com.hcu.pack.another means it will create a folder com, in that com it will create a folder HCU, in that HCU it will create a pack, and in that pack it will create another. Like that it will be. Like that the package structures will be. So now if you want to execute, let me go for classes and let me go to the classes here. Now I am there in the classes folder. Now if I go to the classes and if I execute, now will it be executed? Now is here in the package demo we have main method. Definitely we have main method. Now will it be successfully executed? If I execute java space package demo, will it be successfully executed from the classes? Will it be executed or not? Yes or no? No. Why it will not be executed? Why it will not be executed? Because the .class file is not there in the classes folder. Now the .class file is not there in the classes folder. So since the .class file is not there in the classes folder, if I execute, no class definition found error package demo. Just because, okay, do we have a .class file package demo here? No. Where we have the .class file? Here we have the .class file. So what we do is, while going for the, just let me go back to the SRC. Okay, now if you see here, I'll generate the classes in the classes folder. But how the classes are generated? If there is a package structures, then the .class files will be generated in the folders which represent the package structure. So we have com hcu pack dot demo. In this folder the package demo.class is there. So what I need to do? I should go to this location. Sorry, I should go to this location, com HCU pack demo, and then I need to execute. Package demo. Okay, even now it is not perfectly executed. So how I can do means, let me go for SRC. Let me go to the classes and let me execute like this. Now is it executed? It's executed, but we did not give any system.out.println. We did not give any runtime error. So we should compile from SRC and we should execute from classes. We should not deviate to any other folder. We should compile from SRC and we should execute from classes. But while executing, if the class falls under a package, then we should give that package structure. While executing a class, if that class falls under a package structure, while executing that class, we should give the package structure. Java space com.hcu.pack.demo.package demo. Only like this we can execute. Let me keep some system.out.println. Yes, I have kept some system.out.println. Now let me go to the SRC. Now let me compile this. It will be compiled. Let me go to the classes and let me execute this. So test package is being executed. So while compiling, okay, just I have compiled like start.java, and while executing, just I have given like the package structure dot the class name. While executing, we should give the package structure dot the class name if the class that we are executing falls under a package structure. Now, is the class package demo, is it there under a package structure? Is the class package demo under a package structure? Yes. So we should give this package structure. Okay, while executing. While executing, we should give the package structure and the class name. Then only it will accept. Okay. Now, can't we execute all the dot class files at the same time? Like this. Can we compile multiple .java files at the same time? Yes or no? Yes. How we can compile means using start.java. Can we execute multiple dot class files at the same time? Like this. It's possible to compile multiple .java files with the same command. With the same command execution, we can compile multiple .java files by using start.java that we have seen. See, using start.java, we can compile multiple .java file with the same command execution. But while at the time of execution, we cannot execute multiple classes with the same command. We cannot execute multiple classes with a single command. Classes should be executed individually. Classes cannot be executed as a group. Classes should be executed individually. Classes should be executed individually. Classes cannot be executed as a group. Classes should be executed individually. The classes cannot be executed as a group. Classes should be executed individually, they cannot be executed as a group. So, while compiling, we can compile multiple .java files at the same time. But while executing, we cannot execute multiple classes at the same time. We should do them individually. Okay? That's what we discussed now. Let me consider that we don't have person here. Let me consider that we don't have person here. Okay? Now, in com.history.pack.demo we have package demo class, and com.history.pack.another we have person class. Now, if you see here how the classes folder is, in the classes folder we have com, hu, pack, another. Now, how the src folder is? Package demo.java and person.java. Now, is the src folder correctly replicating the classes? Is the src folder correctly replicating the classes? No. The folder structure in the src should resemble the classes. But how the classes is? Com, hu, pack, another. How the src is? The src is directly simple. We don't have any folder structure. So, the folder structure of the src should replicate. The folder structure of the src should replicate the package structure. Okay? The folder structure of the src should resemble or should replicate the package structure. This is a standard. It's not mandatory, but it is a standard. It is not mandatory, but it is a standard. Now, even though we are not replicating the package structure in the src, it's compiled as well as executed successful. It's not mandatory to replicate the package structure in the src. It is an industry standard. Okay? It's not mandatory. Here, did we replicate the package structure in the src? Now, currently, did we replicate the package structure in the src? No. So, even now, it will be compiled. It will be compiled. The .java files will be generated. So, .class files will be generated and executed successfully. It doesn't make any difference. But as per the industry standard, the location of .java files should reflect the package structures. Okay? So, what we do is, in src also we create package structure. The folders that resemble the package structure. Com, hu, pack, demo, and in pack we have another package. Now we have two package structures, com.hu.pack.another, com.hu.pack.demo. Okay, these two package structures doesn't have any relation. These two are different packages. com.hu.pack.another is different, com.hu.pack.demo is different. Okay, so now let me save this person class inside com.hu.pack.demo. Now let me save this inside com HCU pack another. Now if you see here, inside com HCU pack another person.java is there. Inside com HCU pack demo, package demo is there. Now let me delete this from the SRC. Now let me see here. What is telling? Cannot read start.java. Now do we have any .java files in the SRC location? Do we have any .java files in the SRC location? No. So what we need to do? We need to give the package structure. While compiling, we should give the star as a folder structure. Sorry, we should give the delimiter as a forward slash between the folders. Com slash okay. While compiling for JavaScript command, between multiple folders, the delimiter is a forward slash. Okay. Now is it compiled? Yes, just because now we are there in SRC. It will search for a folder com HCU pack demo. Is there any folder structure in the SRC like com HCU pack demo? Yes. So it will be compiled successfully. Okay, it will be compiled successfully. Okay, understood? Getting or not? Or is there any confusion? Is there any confusion? Is there any confusion? Yes? Where you are confused? Where? See, currently what I have means in the package folder we have SRC and we have classes, right? See, if you see the package structure, we have com HCU pack dot another and com dot HCU dot pack dot demo. These are the package structures. So the .java file is there in some package structure. Then the location of the .java file in the SRC also should be within the same folder structure. So what I have done is, in the SRC, what I have done in com HCU pack demo, I have package demo.java. Just because this .java file falls under this package structure. So as per the industry standard, okay, the location of the .java file should resemble the package structure. What is the package structure? Com HCU pack demo. So in the SRC we have com HCU pack demo and there we have package demo.java. So while compiling, what we should give? Now the .java file is not there in the SRC. Directly if I give start.java from SRC, it will not be compiled. Just because no .java file is there. So what we need to do? We should go for a specific location like com slash HCU slash pack slash demo slash start.java. Okay, if we go like this, then it will be compiled. Now let me remove the .class files from the classes. The classes, let me remove the .class files. So are the .class files generated? Com HCU pack demo. Okay, now another slash start.java. So you see here pack another person.class is generated. So likewise, okay, if you want to generate package structures, okay, then how we can do is just go for package space the package declaration. Okay, even in the SRC it's not mandatory to give the package structure as a folder structure for .java files. In SRC, it's not mandatory to give the package structure as a folder structure for .java files. Okay, it's not mandatory. But as per industry standard, what we do is, whatever the package structure for the .java file is there. What's the package structure of the .java file? Com HCU pack demo. Then we keep the .java file in the same package folder structure. Com HCU pack demo. So for SRC, it's not mandatory. For SRC, it is not mandatory that it should be in the same folder structure. But as per industry standard, we keep the .java files with the same folder structure of the package. Understood? Understood? So while compiling, we should compile like this. And if you go for the classes, and while executing, we should give the package structure dot so while compiling, how we are giving? We are giving slashes, com slash HCU slash pack slash demo slash .java. But while executing, how we are giving? com.hcu.pack.demo.package. So while compiling, we should give forward slashes, and while executing, we should give dot as a delimiter for packages. Now, let me make use of person. Let me make use of person. Now let me make the person as public. Now let me make use of person inside package demo. Now, are the person class and package demo class fall under the same package or different package? Package demo is there in com.hcu.pack.demo, and where the person class is com.hcu.pack.another. Whether they fall in the same package or different package? Different package. Now, let me see. Can we access the classes outside the package? What is telling? Cannot find symbol, class, person. Now, can we access a class or entity of one package in another package? Now, is it accepting to access entity of one package in another package? See, what it is giving? Cannot find symbol, class, person. So what is telling like? What is telling means just I could not able to find the symbol, class, person. So what is telling means I could not able to find a class with the name person. Now if this is the case, can we access a class of one package in another package? It is possible to access a class of one package in another package, but what the thing that we need to do is we need to write a statement after the package structure, that is the import statement. If you want to access an entity from one package to another package, then definitely it should be imported in the .java file. If you want to access entity from one package to another package, definitely the entity should be imported in the .java file. Now, how we can import the entity in the .java file means we need to write an import statement. Now, how we can write the import statement means import space. Just please see here. Import space. The package structure. What is the package structure of this class? com.history.pack.another. Import space the package structure dot the entity name. What is the entity name? Person. So what it will do means it will import that person class from that package to the currently executing .java file. Now this is how we can write the import statement, and the import statement should exist after the package structure. The import statement should exist after the package structure, okay, and before the definition of first class or before the definition of first entity. The import statement should be there after the package declaration and before the definition of first entity. The import statement should exist after the package declaration and before the definition of first entity. So before defining any entity, first we should define the import statement. If required, we should define the import statement. Okay, now let me try to compile this. Is it compiled? Yes or no? Yes. Now, did we compile this person.java? Did we compile person.java? Yes or no? Did we compile person.java? Yes or no? Now, let me try to go to classes and delete all the class files. Okay. Now, did we compile person.java here? Did we compile person.java? Here, if you see here, which one we have compiled? com.hcu pack demo start.java. Now, com.hcu.pack.demo.start.java. Now, did we really compile person.java? Did we really compile person.java? Where person is there? com.hcu pack another. Now, did we really compile this person.java? Yes or no? Here, are we compiling person.java or something else? We are compiling com.hcu pack demo some start.java. That means, will person.java fall under this category? Yes or no? See, we have com.hcu pack demo start.java. Now, where person.java is there? com.hcu pack another. Now, is the person class compiled for this? Let me see here. Is the person class compiled? Yes or no? Yes. See, am I compiling? Let me delete this. Now there is no .class file. Now if I compile with another package, then person class will be compiled. If you see here, com.hcu pack another person.class file is generated. Okay, understood? Just because this person.java, see, we are going for com.hcu pack another. Now, what are the classes? What is the class that is present in this package? Com.hcu pack another person. So, which .java file will be compiled? Person.java file will be compiled. So, definitely the person.java file will be compiled and person.class is generated. Just because Just because in com HCU pack another, what is the .java file we have? In com HCU pack another, what is the .java file we have? Person. So the person.java file is compiled and the corresponding .class file will be created. Now let's consider that we are compiling com HCU pack demo start.java. Now in this case, is the person.java file compiled? Is the person.java compiled? Yes or no? In this case, is the person.java compiled or not? Now, does the person.java fall under this package com HCU pack demo? No. So some people will think that the person.java will not be compiled, but even the person.java will be compiled in this case. Why the person.java is compiled in this case means just because we are trying to refer through the import statement. Just because we are trying to refer through the import statement, it will be compiled. Even the person.java will be compiled. Let me consider that I am not importing this and I am not using this. Now I am not using person in package demo, right? Now let me try to delete this. Now I am not using person in package demo. Okay. Now let me try to compile this and see here. Now, is the person class generated? Is the person class compiled? Yes or no? Is the person class compiled here? Yes or no? How we can come to know whether the person is compiled or not? See in the classes folder, where the person.java is there, com HCU pack dot another. Now do we have package structure like that? In the classes we have com HCU pack demo. Do we have com HCU pack another? No. So the person class is not compiled. The person class is not compiled just because we have compiled only com HCU pack demo, and from this .java file we are not referring person. But let me try to refer that person class. What we are doing is, now what we are doing, we are trying to import person class. Let me not use the person class. Let me just import the person class. If we are importing a class means, first the compiler will check whether the .java file is compiled or not. Now whether the .java file is compiled or not. Is the person.java compiled? If we try to compile like this, let me try to clear the screen. If we try to compile like this, now is the person.java file compiled right now? At the time of execution of this statement, is the person.java file compiled? Now let me delete all the. Now do we have any .class files? No. Now is the person.class file exists at the time of compilation of this command? At the time of execution of this command to compile, is the .class file of person exist or not? Is the .class file of person exists at the time of execution of this command? Is the .class file for person exist at the time of execution of this command? Yes or no? No, just because there is not even a single .class file here. But while compiling this, which .java file will be compiled? We have two .java files, package demo.java and person.java. Which .java file is compiled for this execution? Which .java file will be executed for this? Either package demo.java or person.java. Package demo.java will be compiled. But while compiling package demo.java, the compiler will check we are importing some class, whether the class file exists or not. Whether the class file exists or not? Yes or no? No. Since the .class file doesn't exist, what it will do means, the compiler first it will compile this .java file. The compiler will compile the .java file under this package. Now we have a .java file under this package. So first this .java file will be compiled. First the dependent .java files will be compiled, then only the current .java file will be compiled. Understood? Why person.java is compiled? Just because it is being referred through the import statement. Since it is being referred through the import statement, first, if this doesn't exist, if the .class file doesn't exist, what it will do means it will try to compile the .java files that fall under this package. Now, at this point of time, do we have person.class in the classes folder? Do we have person.class here? No. Since this .class file doesn't exist, what the compiler will do means, first the compiler will try to compile the .java files under this package. Now what is the .java file present in this package? Person.java. So first the compiler will compile person.java, then only the compiler will compile package demo. So the compiler compiles this. So for that reason we have COM HCU pack another as well as demo. The person.java is compiled as well as package demo.java is compiled, just because the person is being imported inside package demo. Now let me remove this import statement. Now is person imported from package demo? No. So let me remove the .class files and let me try to compile. Now is package demo referring the person? No. Package demo doesn't have any reference of person. So if you see here, now is the person.java file compiled now? Is the person.java file compiled in this situation? No. Just because, now if you see here, COM HCU pack demo is there, but COM HCU pack another is not there. Just because the person.java file is not compiled. Just because it is not referred from the import statement. If it is referred from the import statement, and just see the difference. Now if we delete this and if I compile once again, we see here COM HCU package demo is there as well as another is there. Just because even though if we are not compiling person.java, internally the Java compiler itself will compile person.java, just because this is being referred from the import statement. If some class is referred from the import statement and if it is not still compiled, then the compiler itself will compile that. We need not execute the Java C again. Understood? So that's how it will behave. Now the person.java. Now let me use the person.java here. Now let's consider like it has the person number. Okay. Now what is the value that is printed here? Do we have any value in person number? What is the value printed? Default value for string? Null. So null will be printed here. Okay. What is telling? Person number has private access level. If you keep private, yes. If it is private, it will not cross the class. What is telling? Person number is not public. Why it is giving an error? We'll see now itself. Now we have created person p equal to new person and the access level is public. If the access level is public, okay, then Can we access the person class in another package if the access level is public? Yes, but let me keep the access level. Now, what is the access level for entity? What is the default access level for the entity? Package. So, now the person access level is package. Now, if the person access level is package, then what it is doing? What's telling? It's a compiler error that com.hu.pack.person, okay, is not public, cannot access from outside package. Okay, so why is giving compiler error means what is the access level of person? Package. If the access level of entity is package, it should be used only within the boundaries of that package. Okay, if the access level of a member is package, then that member should be used only within the boundaries of the package. If the access level of a member is package, then that member should be used only within the boundaries of the package. So what is the access level of person? What is the access level of person? Package. So can I use a person with package access level in package demo? No, just because this package demo is com.hu.pack.demo and person is there in com.hu.pack.demo. At maximum we can use the class person only in com.hu.pack another. But are we using in the same package or are we using in different package? Are we using the person class within the same package or different package? What is this package? Com.hu.pack demo. What is the package where person is there? Com.hu.pack another. Now, are we using the person class within the same package or in the different package? Are we using the person class within the same package or different package? Different package. Just because we are using the person class in package demo, the package demo is there in com.hu.pack demo. Now, where the person class is com.hu.pack another. Now, are these two same packages or different packages? Different package. Now we are using person in different package. So it is a compile error. Just because a entity with a access level package should be used within that package at maximum. It cannot cross the boundaries of the package. Okay? A entity with the access level package should be used only within that package at maximum. Now let me give the protected as an access level. Now, protected access level should not be used for entities. For entities, only two access levels are allowed, either package or public. The protected access level is not allowed for entities. The protected access level is allowed only for the attributes, methods and constructors. The access level protected is allowed only for attributes, methods and constructors. The protected access level should not be used for entities. The access level protected should not be used for entities. Entities can have only two access levels. Either they can be default or package. Either they can be package access level or public. The only access levels allowed for entities are either package or public. These are the only two access levels allowed for entities: package, public. Private and protected are not allowed for entities. Private and protected are not allowed for entities. For entities, we can have either package or public. Private and protected are not allowed for entities. Private and protected are not allowed for entities. For entities, we can have only two access levels. Either it can be default Default can be also called as package. Okay, either it can be package or public. These are the two access levels allowed for entities. Now, if I keep projected for a class, what will give? Modifier projected not allowed here. Just as a class person, what is giving? Modifier projected not allowed here. Just because projected is not allowed for a class. Now, let me have a class with default or package access level and let me try to access that. But what it is giving? Person is not public, so it cannot be accessed outside the package. Now, let me consider that it is there in different .java file, but within the same package. Now, person is there in different .java file, but within the same package. Now, let me delete the .class files. Now, if it is within the same package, then import statement is not required. Within the same package, import statement is not required. Okay? If we are accessing some entity from other package, then only import statement is required. If I am trying to access some entity which is there from some other package, which is there from different package, then only import is required. Import is not required to access entities within the package, within the same package. Import is not required to access entities within the package. If you want to access the entities from other packages, then only import is required. Import is not required to access entities from the same package. Now, can I access person which is there in different .java file? Now, person, where is person? Person is there in? Person is there in? Let me not make use of person. Let me make use of another entity. Let me have some class. Demo. Address. Now the address have street name and door number. Now address is there in demo package. Now person is there in com hitsu pack dot another. Address is there in com hitsu pack dot demo. Now is the address class, let me have address. Is the address class and package demo fall under the same package? In which package this package demo is there? Com hitsu pack demo. In which package address.java is there? Com hitsu pack demo. Are they in the same package or different package? Are they under the same .java file or different .java file? They are in different .java files but within the same package. Now let me try to access it. Is it compiled? Yes. Can we access a class of different .java file without importing? Can we access a class of another .java file without importing? Yes. But they should be in the same package. If they fall under the same package, see, package demo is one .java file and address is some other .java file. We can access a class of another .java file without importing, but that should be another same package. That should be another same package. But now this person is under different package. This person is under different package. Now the person is there in com hitsu pack another, but package demo is there com hitsu pack demo. Now, can we access like this directly? Can we access the person class directly without importing? Can we access the person class directly without importing? No, just because person is there in com hitsu pack another. Since person is there in COM, HCU, pack, another, we cannot access the person class directly. Just because the package demo is there in COM, HCU, pack, demo, and person is there in COM, HCU, pack, another. Because of this reason, because they are in different packages, we cannot access the entity without importing. If you want to access the entity from different package, definitely that entity should be imported. Okay? Definitely that entity should be imported. If you want to access the entity from other package, then definitely that entity should be imported. Okay? Now, let me try to access this. What's telling? It's telling that I could not able to find the class person. Just because the person is not there in the current package. By default, if we are trying to refer some entity, then it will be referred within the same package only. By default, we try to refer some entity, it will try to fetch that entity within the same package. Then within the package, do we have any class person? Within the same package, within COM HCU pack.demo, do we have a class person? No. So what it's giving is, it is giving a compile time error. By default, if we refer some entity, it will be searched within the same package. Now, do we have that entity? Do we have the person within the same package? No. So, since the person doesn't exist within the same package, it will give a compile time error. Okay? Now, let me consider like I have an address. Now, do we have address within the same package? Yes or no? Yes. We have address within the same package. So, it will not give a compile time error. So, by default, if we refer some entity, okay, the compiler expects that entity should be in the same package. If that doesn't exist in the same package, then what it will do means it will check for the import statement. Now, there is an import statement. Now, it will try to refer the import statement. How the import statement means? The package structure dot the entity name. The package structure com HCU pack dot another, com HCU pack dot another dot the entity name. Okay? So, if we try to compile this, what is telling? Com HCU pack dot another person is not public. It's trying to recognize. It has recognized the person, but after recognizing the person, what is telling is it's not public. If you want to use an entity from one package to another, then definitely that entity should be public. If you want to make use of entity in another package, definitely that entity should be public. There is no option. If you want to refer an entity in another package, definitely it should be public. The only possible access levels are public or package. If it is package, then it will be restricted to that package. But if you want to make use of entity in another package, definitely it should be public. The only access levels allowed for entities are either package or public. Okay? But if it is package, it will be restricted to that package. We cannot cross the boundaries of the package. But if you want to make use of entity in another package, there is no option, it should be public. If you want to access an entity in another package, it should be public. Now I have made the entity as public. Let me remove the import statement. If I make the entity as public and if I remove the import statement, will it work? Will it work? It will not work. Okay? We should make the entity as public, and if we are using a public entity in some other package, definitely we should have import statement. If we want to access an entity in some other package, definitely the entity should be public. That's the first thing. And if you want to access the entity in some other package, then in the .java file we should have a import statement. Through the import statement only we can access entity of one package in another. If you want to access the entity of one package in another, the first condition is the entity should be public, and the second condition is we should write an import statement. Okay, that's how it will be. That's how we can make use of import statements. Now we have imported the person. Let me try to access the attribute. What is the attribute? Person name. Now, what is the default value of person number? Null. What is the value printed here? Let's see. I'm trying to access. Let me try to access. Let me first comment this and compile. Okay? Was it compiled successful? Yes. Let me uncomment this. I'm trying to access the person number. Now, what's telling? Person number is not public. Not only for entities, even for the members of entities, the access levels will be verified. Okay? Not only for entities, even for the members of entities, the access levels will be verified. So, if you want to access a member outside the package, even that member also should be public. If you want to access an attribute or a method or a constructor outside the package, even that attribute or method or constructor should be public. If you want to access a member of an entity, then that member should be public. Now, can we access person number outside the package? Can we access person number outside the package? Yes or no? Yes. Can we access person name outside the package? Yes or no? No. Just because the access level is package. The access level of person name is package. So, it will be restricted to that package itself. But the access level of person number is public. So, it can be used even outside the package. So, this will be compiled successful just because we have made it public. Now, let me try to access person name. Now, is it acceptable? Is it acceptable to access person name inside package demo? Is it acceptable to access person name inside package demo? What is the access level of person name? Default or package. Okay. Now the access level of person name is package. Now can we access the person name in some other package? Can we access the person name in some other package? No. So it will give a compile time error. So for person ID, so for person number it's not a compile time error, but for person name it's a compile time error. Just because the person number is public, so it can be used even outside the package. But person name is package, so it cannot be used outside the package. So now let me make it public. So public members can be used outside the package. Okay. Now in this case, can we access person name outside the package? In this case, can we use person name and person number outside the package? Yes or no? Why we can't access person number and person name outside the package? Just because person number and person name should be used with a class, should be used a class as a reference. See, if you want to access person number and person name, definitely we should create an object to person class. But this class itself is package. The class itself is having a package access level. Through the object of the class as a reference, we should access the person number and person name. If the class itself is package, then even the members of the class are public, we cannot access the members. Okay? See, first we should create an object to the class and we should access the members. But we cannot create an object to the class just because the class is package access level. So even the members of the class are public, the class itself is having a package access level. So it cannot be used outside the package. Understood? That's how it will be. First, the entity should be public, and if you want to access the members outside the package, the members also should be public. The package access level members will be restricted within the package, or the default access level members will be restricted within the package. Okay, they cannot be used outside the package. The default access level or the package access level members will be restricted to that package itself. They cannot cross the boundaries of the package. If you want to make them to cross the boundaries of the package, we should make them public. Okay? And what is the private? Private means it can be accessed only within that entity. Private cannot cross the boundaries of the entity. Private should be used within the entity. Next, package. Package can cross the boundaries of the entity. Okay? Package can be used. A member with package access level can be used within the package. The member with private access level should be used only within the boundaries of the entity. The member with package access level can be used within the package. A member with public access level can be used within the package without any restriction. But if you want to make use of a public access level member outside the package, then what we need to do? We need to import that entity. If you want to access a entity with public access level within the same package, we need not to import that. If you want to make use of a entity with a public access level within the same package, we need not to import that. Within the same package, import is not required. Within the same package, import is never required. If you want to make use of some entity outside the package, then only the entity should be public and the entity should be imported. Okay? If you want to make use of an entity outside the package, then the entity should be public and it should be imported. And the import statement should be after the package declaration. It should not be before the package declaration. The import statement should be after the package declaration. It should not be before the package declaration. Now what I have done is, I have written the import statement before the package declaration, which is a compile time error. If it is a package declaration, then it should be the very first statement of the .java file. If there is a package declaration in a .java file, then it should be the very first statement of the .java file. Now, it's giving some error just because the package declaration is there after the import. Okay? Now it was compiled. Now, even the import should be there before the first entity. Let's consider that we have a class A and I have written import after the class A. Am I using person inside class A? Am I using person inside class A? Yes or no? No, inside class A I am not using person. I am using person in package demo, which is import, where the import statement is there before package demo. Okay, but even this will not be allowed. Okay, just because the import statement should be there before the first entity. The import statement should be there before the first entity. What is the first entity? What are the entities we have in this .java file? A and package demo. So before the first entity declaration, we should have the import statements. We should have the import statement before the first entity. Okay, so now it will be compiled. Just because we have an import statement before the first entity. So the import statement should be there before the first entity, and before the import statement we should have a package section. If we have a package declaration, then the package declaration should be the very first statement of the .java file. If we have a package declaration, then the package declaration should be the very first statement of the .java file. Then after, if we are importing, then we should import. Then only we should write the first entity. After the package declaration and import statements only, we should write the entities. First package structure, then if there are any imports, then we should write imports. Then only we should define the first entity. Okay? Understood? Everybody? Like that it will be?
Sir, can I import multiple entities in the same import statement?
If you want to import multiple entities, it's possible. We'll tell that later on. We have several things to discuss. Okay? We'll discuss in the next class. Okay? Now this will be like this. Okay? Now let me have a class test. Now, can we access test class in package demo? Can we access the class test in package demo? Can we access the class test in package demo? Yes or no? No, just because the access level of test class is package. So if we try to access test, then it will be a compile time error. Okay? Definitely it will be a compile time error just because the access level of test is package and we cannot access that outside the package. Okay? So let me make the class test as public. If you make the class test as public, now can we access the test class from package demo? Yes or no? Now will it be acceptable? See, if I make the test class as public, will it be acceptable or not? If I make the test class as public, will it be acceptable or not? No, it will not be acceptable just because in a Java file, at maximum there can be only one public entity. In a Java file, at maximum there can be only one public entity that we have discussed in the very first class. In a Java file, at maximum we can have only one public entity. So let me define another Java file which has okay, we have test which is there in the same package. Now, can we access the test class inside package demo? Can we access the test class inside package demo? Yes or no? Now, in this case, can we access the test class inside package demo? Yes or no? No. Why? Why it cannot be accessed? Why we cannot access the test class in package demo? Just because we did not import that. What is the class that we have imported? Person. But what is the class that we are using? Test. If we are using test class means we should import that. Okay? So we should import test class. So we can have multiple import statements. Person is imported and even test is also imported. So it will be compiled. Sorry, we don't have person name and person ID here. Now this will be compiled successfully. Now Now, will it be compiled? Can I access person? What's the access level of person? Public. What's the access level of test? Public. Now, have I imported person and test? Yes. Will it be compiled successful? Definitely it will be compiled successful, just because I'm using test and test is imported. I'm using person and even person is also imported. Okay? Now like this, we can import multiple entities. If multiple entities are there in the same package, if the multiple entities are there in the same package, we can import them using star. That means the same import statement will import all the classes in that package. That means import all the entities in com.hcu.pack.another. Now, do we need to specifically import person and test? No. All the entities under and com.hcu.pack.another will be imported. Now, can I access test and person? Yes or no? Yes. Just because all the entities under this package are imported. So star means import all the entities within this package. Now, is test imported? Is test imported and person is imported? Yes. Test and person are imported. Just because we are accessing com.hcu.pack.another.star. Star means all the entities that fall under the package. Now, person is imported just because com.hcu.pack.another. Even test is also imported just because even this falls under com.hcu.pack.another. So, if we try to compile this, it will be compiled successful. Just because we are using test and person, but we did not specifically import test and person. But we have made an import statement that all the entities under com.hcu.pack.another should be imported. That means all the entities that fall under com.hcu.pack.another will be imported. Understood? So with the same import statement, we can import multiple entities using star.
If person extends test, is it required to import both classes?
Until, see, if person extends test, if we are using test, then we should import. See, if we are using test, we should import. If we are not using test, it's not required to import. See, if let's consider like test and person are there, person extends to test. Okay, person extends to test. If I am not using test, let's consider like person is a subclass to test. Let's consider that person is a subclass to test. If I am using like this, then I should import test also, just because I am using test. If I am using only person, it's not required to import test, just because I am not using test. Okay, there is no differentiation for imports and inheritance. Okay, if it is inherited or not, if we are using that entity, then it should be imported. If we are not using that entity, it need not to be imported. Okay. Now let's consider like we have test. Now let's consider like I am not using test. Now am I importing test? Am I importing the class test? Yes or no? Yes, the class test is being imported even though I am not using test. Is it a correct way to do? Is it a correct way to do? Yes or no? No. A class should be imported only if it is used. But here, if we use star, what happens? Even if I am not using some entities, those entities will be imported, which is not the correct way of doing. The using star is not at all a correct way of importing. We should import the entities individually. For the reason that, see, if we import the entities using star, what happens? Even the entity is not used in this .java file, it will be imported. But what is the use of importing that if we are not using? If we are using that entity in this .java file, then we should import that entity. But even though we are not using that entity, we are importing, which is not useful, it is useless. So it's not at all advisable to import the entities using star. We should import individual entities. Like if you are using person, then you should import person. Okay, you should import only person, not all the classes in the package. If you are using person, then import only person. Why should import all the all the entities in COM, HCU, pack, another just for using person is not at all advisable. Let's consider like if you are using all the entities of the package in this .java file. If you are using all the entities of the package in this .java file, then we should go for star. If you are not using, let's consider like if I have 100 classes under the package. Among those 100 classes, if I am using only 2, why I should import remaining 98 classes? It's not advisable. So we should write individual import statements. We should use this star very rare scenarios. We should write individual import statements. We should not use. Most of the developers I have observed that just because of their laziness, just they will write star. But if we think in the context of application performance, the performance will be degraded because of the import statements, because of unnecessary import statements. Just because even though we are not using them, we are importing them. If we import them, if we are not using them, then it will be a degradation of performance. So it is not a standard approach of doing. The standard approach is using individual entities for import. We should not use star for import, even it is allowed. Okay, even star is allowed. We should use star in the import statement only in very rare scenarios where we are using all the entities of the package in this .java file. Only in that case we should use star. Otherwise, if we have some 50 entities, if we have some 50 classes in that package, and if we are using only 5 or 10, why should we import all the 50 classes if we are only using 5? So we should prefer the individual import statements to the star. Okay, we should use individual import statements only. Don't use star. But we should know how we can import all the entities of a package within the same import statement using star. But it's not advisable to use star. Okay? Star means all the entities within the package. Okay? So we'll see the remaining things of imports and the access levels in the next class. This session might be a little bit confusing, but if we complete the whole things about the package and access levels, then you can understand better.